Get is y'all don't know anything about racing. This is true. You're right. You're in the wrong show.
Yeah.
You're watching the wrong show if you want to hear like super engineer stuff.
And honorable mention, Alpine, because hello, French Revolution.
Looks like the French Revolution got the better of her. It hasn't been back since then.
Yeah, and then well, I mean, she's changed quite a bit, but
she's changed kind of it. She's got glasses on and a beard now, so
yeah, I mean,
you know, we are welcoming in a friend of the program and more, Mr. Evan.
Yeah.
So Sones, am I saying that right? Sones?
Sones, kind of like Jones with an S.
Evan Sones, baby.
Evan Sones, yes. Friend of the show. Friend of all of our shows, actually. But we're excited to have him here talk some Formula One.
Absolutely.
What's going on today, guys?
What's up, buddy? What's up? Let's wait until we'll wait until see what Jack and where's your boy Gary, by the way, Vish? What the hell's going on with that guy?
I don't know. I think him and Melissa have beef. I don't know if that carried into it. But...
Oh my god!
No, I don't think that's anything to do with it.
He's not on this show, anyways. Gary, get it together, man.
Yeah, no, it's more. I think he just turned it off for the off season.
Yeah. He didn't get his spicy chicken nuggets, so now he's
I mean, you think they would have bonded over Chick-fil-A, but it didn't happen.
I guess
everybody bonds over Chick-fil-A.
Well, fish.
No, we absolutely do not. We do not. I'm getting ganged up. If I had known this was going to be his take, I mean, I'd just drop him backstage and all that.
You're definitely in the minority. You're definitely in the minority on this one. All right.
I'm always in the minority. I'm good.
Anyways, we welcome to the second half of the 2023 F1 season here as it gets underway this week again with our favorite race in the Netherlands. I'm just kidding.
I think it is our favorite race in the Netherlands.
Yeah, it's a favorite race.
It's not our favorite race, but
not saying much.
It is the best one in the Netherlands. I'll give it that.
Good. Okay. So we got Zandvoort coming up.
I'm just going to assume these are Evans people coming in the chat.
Yeah, right. Pretty much.
We got viewers.
Shout out to Carly. What's up, Carly?
Oh, Carly. Yeah, assume these are people.
Cool, know Mario. We'll take them all, bro.
We know all three of our viewers, and one of them's in the show now. So.
One of our regulars, right? Listen, we got some rewatch people.
Okay? Yeah, no, that's true. There's
got our buddy from Kenya. Remember that guy from Kenya?
Oh my god!
Yeah. Shout out to the guy from Kenya, man.
Popped into our Twitter space and got into an argument with us about something at like 3 a.m. I'm like,
that was impressive.
It was like it was Australia or whatever. It was like the middle of the night. The student Kenya joined it.
Right. It was a guy from Australia. I think.
No, it was a guy from Kenya, but it was like the Australian GP or something. So we're like in the middle of the night, like, let's do a Twitter space. And like, of course, no one shows up.
This the worst thing is me, you, Manny, and the guy from Kenya.
And then the guy from Kenya shows up.
just randomly, somebody
starts talking about Formula One about it. Yeah. Well, it was a space, so no one could join it.
Listen, whatever, man. Well, all the love. I don't care from where, so it's all good. We even got people from the Philippines, but that's probably because it's heat related,
Yeah.
I know they're popular.
Anything heat related, they're into it.
Yep, for sure. So, but listen. Excuse me. Nonetheless, we got a nice show today, man. As we get back into some racing this weekend, Vish and Evan, we've got Zandvoort coming up. It's it's probably one of the least popular ones, I guess, unless you're Max Verstappen. And as this is technically his home race, and I'm sure they'll be out there full effect with the orange smoke and all that stuff. But it is
they are trying to limit that. I'm sure they'll be very effective.
Yeah, sure they will. Right. This is actually I don't know if it's a short track per se, but you've got some interesting numbers here. It's 1952 was the first Grand Prix, 72 laps, and then the fastest lap was Mr. Hamilton in 2021 at a minute at 1:11.097. So this is it's a funky looking circuit with a lot of twists and turns.
Yeah, and there's a heavy bank around this corner, if you remember.
Right, I do. Oh, you got it up here. I'm over here.
Yeah.
Oh, did we get fam? We got fam in the house. We got Jane Soanes in the house.
Is this the wife?
No, that's mom.
That's
Oh,
mom.
the mom. Oh, look at that. You raised a good son. He's got marks on taps.
He's got marks on tap. That's, you know.
No, but seriously, he's a stand-up dude. Good job, mom.
So let's talk a little bit about this track. I mean, I want to get you guys your feel on it. I mean, we can sit here and talk about how every track is a Red Bull track, right? But the fact of the matter is, let's kind of dive in and see if is there anybody else that has an opportunity to be competitive. I'm not saying that they're going to beat Max or anything like that, but anybody else that has a chance to be competitive in this track, who does it favor more than maybe some of the other teams?
So, in my opinion, obviously Red Bull's going to have an advantage going down that front straight. After that banking area and turn, 14? So after that banking area and turn 14, they're just going to blow past everybody. It's going to be really tough for a lot of teams to keep up with them. Maybe a Williams, with how slippery that car is, can keep up. But we all know that they're just going to, maybe get into Q3, possibly be towards the middle of the pack. I'd like to see what's going to happen with McLaren, because obviously they've showed a little bit of speed. Same thing with Mercedes. They've all shown a little bit of speed going into, the summer break, where they could possibly be up there, but that Red Bull is just so fast, and it's going to be tough for anybody to keep up with it.
Yeah, Vish, you want to get in on that? Evan, check your sound a little bit. The issues back a little bit, so just to give you a heads up.
Yeah, I mean, I think Evan was spot on there. It's more like we all know that with the DRS, the Red Bull is too powerful, and actually that high banking corner into turn 14, that's where the power comes in. It's in the DRS zone, so they're gonna be able to fly through. They're just way faster than everyone else. I mean, at some point you're hoping, knock on wood, that someone else wins a race other than them. But it's not going to be. Whoa, we lost Evan. It's not going to be based on. I'm assuming he'll come back, but
yeah, he's just testing his audio there.
Okay, it's testing his audio out. All right, it's not going to be based on pace though. It's going to be like take an accident or a car trouble or something to actually Evan, give me a thumbs up when you want to come back in. I see him backstage. All right, he's ready to go. Sound check.
Does that sound a little better?
Yeah,
perfect. Crystal clear. Yeah, it's going to take some kind of a engine trouble or an accident or something freaky for Max to not be in front. I won't say the same about Sergio because he tends to underachieve, especially in qualifying, but this feels like Max is the lose.
I think this was going to be tougher for Sergio. Like, let's say he does underperform again in qualifying and all that, then I think he'll have a hard time. But because this track is really built for, I mean Red Bull's so quick that it doesn't matter. But I feel like, the rest of the pack, some of the other guys, the Mercedes and the McLarens or Ferraris, are going to have a better opportunity to podium here and kind of challenge for that P2 and P3. Yeah, I mean, you're right. The only way that Max doesn't win this race is a DNF, or and he gets knocked out of the race, or he has some engine issues, something like that. So I don't even think that if he takes any penalties, he's still going to win this race, right? So I think at this point,
because of the DRS, like he can just pass people so easily that he doesn't get. I mean, we've seen that he has taken penalties, he has started down the grid, and just it takes him 5 laps,
right?
And he's right back at the top.
So the tire compounds here for this race are going C1 to C3. Looks like obviously the mandatory sets for qualifying. So the C3 is for qualifying, C1 and C2 for the race. That's just based off of what they think the pace is going to be like and how they're, as far as stops and all that. But it's C1 through C3 for this race. Have they used a C0 at any point yet this year? I don't think so, right?
Don't think so.
No.
C0 is the old hard tire,
right.
Which doesn't really fit. That's why they created a new. The C1 is new, and it sits in between where the hard and the medium used to sit last year. So I think they created it because they knew the C0 was worthless.
So here's my thing: why not just take the C0 out of it completely instead of putting the C0 there?
Why are these called C0 to C5, Jasmine? I can't explain Formula One. I don't know.
I mean, compound 1, compound 2, compound.
Yeah, but why are they numbers? Why aren't they descriptive? Why do we shift?
Why
do
don't
we
you just put yellow, red, white?
Well, no, but like, okay, so the medium this week could be the hard next week, and it'd be the same tire. This doesn't make any sense. We just roll with it, man. We just roll with it.
That's why they have the numbers like that, because they do switch out around, depending on the track. On a track like Monza, you're going to want softer tires because the cars need more grip there. Or, Monaco's the same way. Monaco, you need the softest tire possible because that track is so tight. But then you go on tracks like here, like Zandvoort, and you can go a little bit harder with them. You can make them a little bit, you can use those three instead of, C3 through C5, because this track is a little bit more forgiving with the banks and everything like that.
Yeah, but they used to have different names for all of the compounds, and you knew which
like
tire.
Soft.
Yes, ultra soft, hyper soft. They had like all those other colors, and they simplified it by just doing
Yeah, I mean,
soft, medium, hard.
You got to go with the times, man. We're changing.
Should I do what everyone else does and just blame the Americans?
Of course.
Hey, we should go back to groove tires.
It's just the Americans' fault. Oh man, groove tires would be interesting. These cars
Filthy
are
Americans. Filthy Americans. Unbelievable, you guys. Race times. Let's check out the timing sessions here for.
It's an early one.
Yeah, it is 6:30 in the morning on August 25th, which I'll be just getting up because I'm driving to the Keys, baby. So
nice.
I'll catch FP2 at 10 p.m. on my F1 app. On my phone. No, I won't.
I was about to say, really? You're going to be in the Keys watching practice too?
Not going to happen.
I mean, we covered the sport, but I'm not doing that. Well, that works, but still.
5:30, and then Saturday, even better, right?
5:30 a.m. Yes, set your alarms. Practice 3, where they make sure they don't damage the car before qualifying. Should be a fun day.
Breakfast, well, I mean, I'm going to be in the sandbar by 10, so I might not catch qualifying. Not going to lie.
Nice.
Not gonna lie. But Sunday, 9 p.m. race. I mean,
9 a.m.
That's perfect. I'll be getting up, getting ready to check out, take it easy, have some breakfast. Perfect, man. Race time is perfect for me.
Well, I'm glad that they can accommodate your busy schedule.
Yeah, and I see why they did it. I appreciate it.
Evan, how's this work for you and your work schedule?
Yeah.
Funny enough, this week it's pretty good. I'm on vacation all week.
Beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is an interesting week for me. I actually don't have to go to work at all. I'm able to sleep in, do all that stuff. So it works out pretty good, If it was, the only things that wouldn't be messing me up is Friday, because 6:30 is when I wake up with the boys or with my 2 sons in the morning. But I would end up watching it while I'm getting them ready for school anyways.
So you'll be up at 5:30 in the morning on Saturday then. Perfect.
Yeah, no, for sure.
No chance, man.
You don't have to.
Even if I don't have to, it's just how I am.
All right, well, there you go.
What's the weather like? Rain? Oh, see, so this is interesting. We might not even use C1 through C3. It might be.
I forgot it's supposed to rain.
Fernando Alonso time, baby. Just bring out the wet tires. That's it. Just bring out the wet tires.
What week is it? This one.
Could it?
It's been a long week.
Could that change things? Honestly speaking, could that change things? The wet, if it rains.
Yeah, I mean, with the wet, tires, everything could change in those situations. I mean, look at Russia a few years ago. McLaren didn't have a good car, but Lando almost won that race. If it wasn't for a couple of bad decisions toward the end of the race. But throwing in that water really throws a monkey wrench into everything. The wet tires, if you don't get them up to temperature, if you don't, keep the traction going with them, you're not going to be able to control a fast car. We see that with the Williams and with the, especially with like the Alpha Tauris this year. When it was getting wet with them, they were just all over the place.
Got to be the speaker. I don't know. Maybe it's something up with your speaker, but with the sound. But we got a little. That's all right, man. Who cares? It's all good.
I'll back out again and see if it helps out.
We're gonna get into drivers to watch, so perfect. It'll give us enough time here to get your take on drivers to watch and team to watch. Vish, I almost called you Lando. Okay, so talk to me, Lando. I want Papaya Power to obviously I'm thinking a certain way. What are you thinking for drivers and team to watch here, man?
So for driver, Checo. This is a track where he's got to be feeling that Ricardo pressure right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And he doesn't have a contract for next year. He's got to perform on the back half of the season. So definitely looking at him as the one. He's got to at least finish second.
Yeah.
If he goes and qualifies like 7th again or whatever, then that's going to be a challenge. Ocon is good in the rain.
Yeah, Carnival, what's up?
Yep. And that in terms of the rain, I mean, this is where someone could make a mistake and hit Max as well. So that's in play. In terms of team to watch,
Ocon sounds like the kind of guy that could do that too.
Ocon's usually pretty under control. When you lose Latifi, when you lose Mazepin, you lose some of that variable.
Well, I mean,
all the controversy from 2 years ago could have just been avoided if Latifi didn't exist. But then there he is, inexplicably trying to overtake someone for 14th place, losing control of his car and deciding the championship. Like, this is... You don't have there's kind of not really there's some bad drivers and some slow ones, but there's not really the dangerous ones right now. And that's also, that are causing unnecessary safety cars and screwing up people's strategy or hitting people. Not really a lot of that.
Yuki's probably the most dangerous one because he's a bit of a riskier driver. But
I can't see over the steering wheel. It's not his fault.
That's why. Well, that's why exactly.
Yeah, but he's more in control this year than he has been the past few years.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
I didn't give you a team. Ferrari.
All right. Let's do it. Evan, your drivers and team to watch for this race.
Honestly, I want to see what Aston Martin does for this race. I'd like to see what how they bounce back after kind of a lackluster end of that first half of the season. The fact of the matter is that we all know you can't do any work on the cars during the summer break, but maybe they adjusted themselves organizationally to make them make better decisions or something like that to help out in the racing. And then drivers wise, I'd really like to see if Lando, you guys know me, I'm a McLaren guy. I want to see if he continues this run. He ended that first half of the year really strong, and he's got a strong car. So it seems, going into this, and if he can really pull it all together, McLaren can keep on going on this run. Who knows? The sky's the limit when it comes to that.
Well, you know that I am a Ferrari fan, so as far as drivers are concerned, I think Leclerc needs to have a big second half of the season, man. He's just too good of a driver. He's too good to be in the position that he's in right now. I think he needs to step it up a little bit and, kind of put it together, put a really good second half together to get some momentum going into the following season. Anything can happen in 2024, man. Like this is kind of as crazy as NFL free agency or NBA free agency. So I'm not saying that he's going anywhere or Carlos is going to go anywhere, but there's so many different things that could happen. We've seen so many moves and so many changes in Ferrari this year already throughout the first half that, it's safe to say that nothing is off the table at Ferrari or at some other for some other teams for that matter. So I think he needs to put together a really good second half, and I think he can. Obviously, he's that talented, but he's just gonna have to put it together. And look, Carly actually mentions a team that would be is interesting, man. Alpine is can they put out a car that's gonna race every week? They've got some really good talented drivers there, both Ocon and Gasly, and I think that them, just like Leclerc, they need to put together a really good second half as well. They let obviously McLaren's kicking their ass down. They've got a couple of things that they need to work on with their car.
That happened so quickly. They were ahead of McLaren most of the season.
By a lot.
It's not even close now. They're so far behind. They DNF'd. They double DNF'd a couple of races, and McLaren kept finishing in the top 5.
That was it. And look, shout out to McLaren. I know Vish. That McLaren is probably my second favorite team. I like them over there. So I love to see what they're doing. But I think Albon needs to step it up and be a little more competitive. Also, just for the sake of the damn races, man. They need to be fun to watch.
And of course, French Revolution. So
of course, the French Revolution. Shout out to Moni there for that.
two things. One, I was mentioning to Vish before the show started. Robert Schwartzman is going to be doing FP1 for Ferrari, so that might be something you might want to watch out for, because they are going ahead and going to have the reserve driver do some of the testing and go along with that. And also shout out to Carly. That's actually my big sister, so she's a
Hey,
big Alpine fan, and obviously
knows
she
her
wanted to
stuff,
come on.
man.
Man, we
Shout
got
Oh, yeah.
you got your family in the house here.
Very
Yeah.
cool, man. Very
Yeah,
cool.
pretty cool.
We appreciate that for sure. Look, guys, it's gonna be fun to watch. I think the second half of the season, if some of the teams put it together, some of the drivers kind of get their shit together.
Dude,
And it
Evan's
could-
family's here. Keep it down. Don't be cussing out the show. What are you doing?
Trust me, it's not a problem.
This is the F1 show, man. We can say some bad words on this one. We're not. Come on, it's not getting monetized. Let's be honest.
Came in just under the number of views we need by a few thousand. Anyway.
Yeah, just a couple.
What do we got next there, Vish? Talk to me.
Well, there's no real storylines
Yeah.
other than what Evan brought up because they've not been allowed to work on the cars.
Whose car is he driving, by the way, Evan? Is he driving Carlos's or?
I'm not sure. I didn't see that in the article that it was saying exactly whose car it is. Usually it's the number 2 driver. So I mean, obviously Carlos is technically, I guess you would say, the number 2.
He's ahead in the standings though, so
Yeah, but it would be the same thing if Checo was ahead of Max in the standings. We all know that Max is still the number 1.
right. I mean, if Checo was ahead of Max, then Yas would have slashed his tires already. I mean, this is not allowed.
Yeah, that whole pit lane would be on fire.
Ain't that the truth? All right, so let's do it, baby. What everybody is waiting for, always here.
This is not twice this week. You're gonna embarrass me on predictions, man.
Prediction time.
You did it on the Kane show on Monday, and you're doing it to me again now.
Predictions. We gotta go with you first. Vish, you gotta embarrass yourself, my friend.
I mean, I hate to just pick Max because it's so
Just
obvious.
do it, man. Just do what you gotta do.
I mean, if I pick Max, maybe he actually won't finally win because I'm never right on these things. So, all right, let's go Max first. I'll go with your boy Leclerc second.
All right.
Hamilton third,
All right.
and then the surprise pick.
Let's do it.
All right, shout out to Evan's sister. We'll go both Alpines finish ahead of both McLarens.
Ow! Alpine.
Take a swing at me there, huh?
I mean, I'm a McLaren fan too, but it's a surprise pick. And again, you can never tell what I'm doing on these picks because I'm always so awful wrong that I probably just guaranteed McLaren top 2 finish here. So you'll thank me later. But
Listen, at least one of your picks doesn't have to do with George Russell, which is what it usually is. Something in there is with George Russell.
I mean, George Russell DNF is it's not even surprising anymore. Him sucking, so he took the fun out of it by being as bad as he's been.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing he's known for this season is thinking his sweat was rain. I mean, that's literally his contribution this season. So,
can I ask you guys a question? Why wasn't the Inter Miami game on TV today?
it's the U.S. Open Cup. So it's on. Was it on Paramount Plus? I think.
No, it's
Or is it
YouTube.
ESPN?
No, because they have it through. I think Apple TV has MLS.
No, but this isn't an MLS game.
Yeah,
it's
but
a U.S. Open Cup game. No, it is Paramount Plus. I just saw a highlight and it's
Yeah.
watermarked.
They're
that's
winning,
why.
or they won, or they're winning.
Well, they're winning in overtime. They were down 2-0 and scored 3 goals in a row.
Did Messi score again?
He scored. No, he assisted on 2 of them.
Oh, so he has not scored in this game, huh?
He has not scored. He still owes us. He owes us one. He owes us one.
Wow. Shocker there. All right. Anyways, Evan, what do you got? What do you got, man?
Well, I mean, obviously, we think that Max is going to win the race. That's where I'm going to go with. Second place. It's hard to pick Checo, even though I'd like to. But the fact of the matter is that with his qualifying performances and everything that goes along with that, it's hard to say that he's gonna be able to be up there with them. Even though he will probably end up at second place, so I'm going to go with him because he will end up going through the field. That DRS on that car is ridiculously fast. So I'm going to go with Max, Checo, and then I'll go with Lewis because Lewis is great at this track. And then from there, surprise, let's go Lando top 5.
McLaren is getting.
It's not gonna be a surprise.
Yeah, I think he's still good there. I think he's still good there because
Still good.
Yeah, I think he's slipping it in there though because it's they're the 4th best team at this point. So
Yeah.
Top 5 is barely in the surprise layer, but I think it still counts.
All right, man. I'm gonna have to do it. This is the first time I think this has ever happened in show history, but I'm gonna go Max as well. So I think the whole field went Max, but then I'm gonna copy you and go Leclerc in P2, and then I'm gonna say I don't want to do what you did Vish, because I'm tempted to put Hamilton in 3rd, but I'm gonna put Fernando Alonso in 3rd.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking there, but that's fine. I'm gonna put. You want to know a surprise? You want to know a good surprise? Lance Stroll top 6.
So you just think Alpine fixed their car? It's like you think they stole more Red Bull's designs? What do you think happened in this winter break where they're?
Yeah, I think they have a mole at Red Bull, and who's feeding them some information. I just think that they might have
and they use this
secretly somehow in the vault fix some things in their car, and I think you're going to see a lot of people surprised. You see Jolyon Palmer and all the rest of those bozos go, oh, look at this car, blah 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 blah. Look at this, what they've done to this or what they've done to that. When
we're going into the weeds a little bit about it. Aston Martin and Red Bull do have a pretty big connection. The new one of the new supercars that they have was actually built by the designer for Red Bull. He built the whole car and designed the new Aston Martin Valkyrie. So it's like they do Max drives one of those as a daily driver.
Yeah.
So they have a connection. Obviously, they steal
each
each other's cars.
Driving Red Bull around town?
No, he probably could get on a bike and drink a couple Red Bulls.
Away with it. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Damn, by the way, Cincinnati just scored and equalized. So, yeah. So, one in the 113th minute. Anyways, shout out to Benjamin Kramaski, who's going to get a shot to play for the men's national team, which is kind of cool. 18-year-old from Miami.
Yep, they had to get him before Argentina did.
Yep.
Oh wait, we got Carly's pick here.
Verstappen, Max, Norris, and Ricardo. Then Norris with Ricardo.
So I don't think she has Ricardo 3rd. I think he's just he's the surprise.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we got it. We need your podium here.
I was gonna say, whoo.
He's not putting in AlphaTauri. I don't think she's saying he's putting AlphaTauri in the top 3. I think more overachieve.
He could.
Yeah, but overachieving with that would be a top 10, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a top 10 for
sure.
For an AlphaTauri would be an overachievement. So let's see. Maybe Ricardo can pull it out.
I think a top 10 is feasible for them. I mean, Yuki's done it this year, so why not?
For sure.
Anyways, all right, fellas. Well, it's been a pleasure. Evan, thanks for coming on, man. Well, this may be a regular thing, people, so you better watch out. And we've got a really cool show coming for you, hopefully next Wednesday. Next week is a crazy week, man.
Oh, man, it is time.
It's a crazy week. So
we're 9 days away, man.
And we've got Labor Day weekend after that, so it's going to be wild. But stay tuned. Next Wednesday night, we'll break down Zandvoort, and we'll get into, what is it, the Italian?
What's next?
GP?
Is it Monza?
It is Monza, September 1st to 3rd, so there's no week off.
There you go. So we got Monza next week, so we'll preview that. Anyways, make sure you catch us on Twitter.
Oh, wait, write that one down. Just got Checo 3rd.
Okay, Checo 3rd. All right, Carly. Got you.
Yeah, we keep the receipts here and then make fun of me. It's a tradition. So
that's all right. I think we're all going to be kind of off on this one. So, well, no, Max. I think
no. I mean, we are either all going to be. We're going to fail together or succeed together. That's what's going to happen this week.
Correct. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at F1_5 Reasons and check us out on the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit the like button. And for the rewatch crew, we appreciate it. Make sure you check us out again every Wednesday night. And we'll see you guys next week. Adios.
Yes.